We are back at it again here with another video at the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight to hold support. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 12 p.m. sent out a bull indicator. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision. And call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight and hold support here above 487. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow and what's going on with the inflow versus outflow and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our AMD bot. Our AMD bot at 8:30 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 80% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump to these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green to red bars and back up to bright green bars in today's volatility. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, back under a bull indicator today at the 47.74 area, canceling out that bear indicator from the after hours on Friday and breaking through the highs and the resistance here from the last week of 488, almost 489, and it hit the next resistance we were watching and broke above it of the 490 level. Now, it held the support here of 487. It was in a tight range, and it was definitely something to not ignore here. And on the 30-minute, full strength here so far into the second half of the day. And when we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see a bull indicator here. Even though things pulled back, it was right around the same area where support was found at the 46.90. I would just round that up to 487, and it held above it, and we broke that down in our last video, how important it was to watch this, because in the bigger picture, there was still a bull indicator. If the weakness continued, I was going to be watching for a possible bear indicator. It did not pop up, and the lower time frames followed. Now, we're up here at new 52-week highs here for the SPY, and it's breaking out to newer levels, and not only that, newer highs of all-time highs, right? All the way up here in the 490 area. Now the question mark is, do you think it could hit 500 before it slows down, or will it actually slow down at these levels? What do you think? Is it overextended, or is there still room here? Now, here it is at critical levels, at new all-time highs, and it's not going to be a surprise if things slightly slow down or consolidate in the next few days, right? That's something to not ignore, because that's the same thing that happened here in the last few weeks when it broke out to newer highs and it consolidated between the 484 to 489 area. And now it's trying to break out to newer levels. Could it continue? That's what we're going to watch and break down here in today's video. Now, here we are with it under a bull indicator on the 15-minute, right? In the volatility, there was a bear indicator. I talked about how important it was for it to hold above this support. And if the bear indicator broke through the support and continued, it could roll over into the bigger time frames. It didn't. In today's pre-market, it got canceled, broke above that level there at 488, and this bull indicator has held true, continuing a staircase effect here in today's volatility and full strength there of bright green bars. Now we're going to break down what's going on with the inflow versus outflow and what key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, with inflows crossing over into the open. And in today's pre-market, those outflows were dominating, but from that moment forward, at around the 487 level, finding support as it came back down, and those inflows were above the midpoint. On the 30-minute, it continued to push up. And this is some of the highest inflows that we've seen since way back here on Friday, January 19th, when things moved up from 477 all the way up to 482 and hitting highs the next day of 485. And here we are with a significant move up from 487 to the 491 area. So these inflows are fighting above here on the 30-minute, on the 1 hour as well. You could see how it never collapsed to the downside here, because of the fact that those outflows never crossed, as you see it here on the midpoint. If not, things started to reflect pretty quickly, but they didn't, right? So here it is with these inflows sharply moving up to highs up here so far of 3.14. And I'm going to be watching that very carefully here going into tomorrow. Could these inflows continue to push up higher or hold themselves up above the midpoint? Now, in the volatility, same thing, right? Those inflows crossed over. On the slight pullback, inflows stayed above the midpoint, showing strength and turning into support, and full strength there on inflows on the 15-minute all the way up to the 3.92 area. So definitely something to not ignore here in the volatility of the 15-minute. Now, what are the key levels I would watch? Well, the first thing is support, guys. And if these outflows continue towards the midpoint and cross over into the 30-minute as well, the first support I'll be watching as it reflects weakness into these charts is 489. Then below that is 47.50. And if that gets broken through, then I'll be watching 485. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to stay above the midpoint, switch from red to green, push back up here on the 15-minute, same thing on the 30-minute, and continue to reflect that strength into these charts. And the first resistance is 492, and then above that, I'll be watching the 495 area. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore them. They're going to be significant, especially as those outflows are slightly beginning here at the 15-minute chart, and especially as they've hit some of the highest points that we've seen in the last several days and weeks. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.